This is Trey Williams and Dylan Goldman with a preview of the 2015 MLB All-Star Game. The 2015 MLB All-Star Game will be held at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. Some key players on the National League team are Giancarlo Stanton, Bryce Harper, and Paul Goldschmidt. Giancarlo Stanton, who is representing the Miami Marlins and leads the MLB in home runs with 21. Some key players on the AL team, American League team, are Jose Altuve and Mike Trout. The Kansas City Royals have the most starters in the AL, while the Cardinals have the most All-Stars in the NL. What do you think about this?
Well, I'm okay with the Cardinals. They're the best team in baseball. They only have, 2 or 3 starters in the NL. The Kansas City Royals have 7 All-Stars. Okay? Eric Hosmer, Miguel Cabrera, and Jose Abreu. Sure, he's had a good season so far, but he's not had a better season than Miguel Cabrera or Jose Abreu. Mike Moustakas, okay. I really think the only deserving All-Star on that team is Alcides Escobar, considering the fact that the AL All-Star shortstops are weak.
How do you think the starters should be selected?
In the future, definitely, the fans should have a portion of it. I understand that the MLB wants to keep the fans represented in the All-Star voting. They should only have a partial vote. The other half should be, the players or the general manager or so on and so forth. Now we have a caller. What's your name? And we have Enrique from Florida. Enrique, you're on.
Hi guys. So my question is, I agree with your opinion that the fans should have partial, but how much do you mean by partial? Because some people, the current rule is that the people get 35 votes per email, and some people can make numerous emails. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my perspective is that fans vote for all the infield position players. They don't vote for the pitchers, which I think is right. But by partial, I mean their infield votes should not count for all of it. There should be some say from the general managers and the players and the writers. They shouldn't have all the say over who should be the infield starters.
And how do you, and since the Royals, they're all seven players lead in the voting. So do you think MLB is gonna make a change or something, or is it gonna stay how it is?
Unless they get a backlash from the fans, I don't see why they would change it. Unless they find a problem with it, I don't see them changing the rule because because the Royals are still America's sweetheart team right now. And they like it. They like the Royals being represented like this.
And last question, do you think the All-Star game should decide who gets home advantage for the World Series? Because usually people are there, the players are just there to have fun, and now with all the Royals there, I don't think the best players in each position are playing in the game.
I totally agree with you. See, the reason why I think it's good that the home field advantage is decided by the All-Star game is it puts value into the game. In the NBA, the All-Star games mean nothing. The guys are chucking up threes and having fun dunks and all that. In the MLB, it means something. Home field in the World Series is very important to someone, so I think it should definitely stay there just to add some value to the game.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
On to the next question. Who do you think the starter should be?
Well, in the AL, it has to be revamped completely. I agree with Mike Trout. I agree with Jose Altuve. Alcides Escobar I'll stay with. Josh Donaldson has to be over Mike Moustakas. Nelson Cruz has to be over Kendrys Morales. At catcher, I think either Stephen Vogt or Brian McCann or Russell Martin deserve that position. Lorenzo Cain and Alex Gordon. Lorenzo Cain's had a great year. But in outfield, there's Adam Jones, there's Jose Bautista. I think they definitely deserved it over Alex Gordon, who's had a really okay year this year. And then I think that's it. I think that only one Royal deserved a spot in the All-Star game.
Now on to the predictions. Who do you think will win, and who will win the MVP?
The AL seems to be the winners a lot, but this is too Kansas City Royal oriented. Only Mike Trout knows Altuve are the only other Royal players. I'm going with the NL here. Bryce Harper, Giancarlo Stanton. You can go on and on. They're just so star-studded, and I think the AL team is too Royal-oriented to win this game. And for the MVP, I'm giving the MVP to Bryce Harper. I think he's going to smash 2 home runs. I think he's going to get an RBI double. I think he's going to be a contributing factor to the NL's win.
Who do you think should be the pitchers for the AL and the NL?
The pitchers for the AL and the NL. You see, the pitchers in the AL, Felix Hernandez has had a wonderful season. And, there's a lot of pitchers you could argue right now. There's, you want to name some? There's, in the AL, there's, Hernandez, Max Scherzer, that's in the NL. But yeah, definitely he deserves it. You could just go on and on with the list. I mean, there's so many great pitchers in this game. But I don't think any Royals pitchers deserve it. I mean, Yordano Ventura, Jason Vargas, they haven't had great seasons.
Gray.
Sonny Gray, definitely. 1.65 ERA. He's had a spectacular season so far. I mean, you can argue on and on who should be an all-star pitcher. But now let's move on to our last segment.
All right, that's all the time we have. I'm Trey Williams with my partner Dylan Goldman. This has been the Fox MLB All-Star Game pregame show.
Now let's send it back to the booth for the 2015 MLB All-Star Game.